If you're moving home and you've got a new address, here's a quick run through of some of the different things you need to get updated.
The first thing you need to do is tell your bank. So this is anywhere you hold a current account, a savings account, if you have any loans with any banks, if you have a building society account, anything like that, then you need to let them know that you're moving house. Next one is insurance companies. So any insurance policies you hold, car insurance, home insurance, gadget insurance, pet insurance, travel insurance, let all those companies know that you moved house and let them know what your new address is. Final one, pension. If you hold a pension with your work or you have a private pension, then you'll need to let them know that you've moved house as well.
So the first utility you need to update is your water. If you let your water company know which date you're moving, they'll be able to give you an up-to-date bill, so it will clear you for the address that you're leaving. Now the next utility to update is going to be gas and electricity, both if you have them or just one or the other. With this utility, you may need to take the meter readings yourself. It's always best to do that anyway, just in case there's any disparity between what the provider tells you that you used and what you did. So make sure you've got that before you move as well. The third utility to consider is your entertainment packages. So this could be anything from updating your landline, your broadband, any TV packages you have as well. And finally, do not forget to update your mobile address as well, because if you do rack up a big bill and it's sent to the wrong address, it could cause all sorts of trouble. That's it.
Once you've moved house, you also need to let various government bodies know of your new address. The first one is your local council. You need to give them your new address so that they can update your council tax bill and make sure that you're paying the correct amount. Once you've told the council, you also need to update the electoral register. This is so that you can vote in local and national elections. It's also useful because it helps improve your credit record. Finally, you should also tell HMRC. This is so that they can send you up-to-date national insurance and tax statements throughout the year.
Okay, so we've already talked about car insurance, but there's actually a couple of other things you need to be aware of regarding your car when you move house. Now, first of all, you need to change the address on your driving license. Now, this is a really easy one to forget, but it's really important you do update this as soon as you move because you could face a really big fine if you don't. The next thing you need to do is update your car registration. Now you need to update this with the DVLA. It's the V5C section of your registration. You need to update that and send it off to them so they can update your details. The next thing is any breakdown cover that you have. Now this can have a big influence on your policy, especially if you have something like Home Start. You need to make sure that that's up to date so that the breakdown company know where you live. And finally, any car finance that you have. So if you bought your car on a finance deal or PCP, something like that, then you need to make sure the loan company you borrowed the money from know your new address so they can keep you up to date with any statements and any bills.
So 4 professionals you definitely need to update your address with are doctor, your dentist, your optician, and your vet if you've got any animals. Now the reason why they're all kind of grouped together is because your address needs to be updated to make sure that they can send you correspondence. If you've got an appointment where it's for your pet, it's to check your eyes, your teeth, your just general health. You need to make sure that they know where to get hold of you basically.
Once you've moved, you also need to let any leisure clubs or companies you use know your new address. So to start with, if you have any newspaper subscriptions or magazine subscriptions, you need to make sure you update your address with those. That's just to make sure that you get the latest copies of your subscription to your new address. Secondly, if you use any shopping websites regularly, then it makes sense to update your new address as soon as you've moved. This can include things like your grocery, online shopping websites, and any kind of regular websites, retail sites that you use online. Thirdly, if you're a member of a gym or a sports club, then it's good to let them know your new address too. Finally, if you use any streaming services for music or for other entertainment packages, then it's a good idea to update your address with them as well. And that's it.
Okay, so here's a few more things that you need to remember to update. First of all, schools and universities. So if you or your kids go to school or are enrolled at university, then you need to let them know that they've got a new address. Next one, any charities that you subscribe to and donate to. This is just so that they can keep in touch with you and send you any kind of paperwork through and stuff like that, and so that you can keep contributing to them. And the next one is any services that you employ. So here, if you have a cleaner, if you have a gardener, if you have a milkman or anything like that, then you obviously need to let them know that you've got a new address so they can continue their service to your property.
Thank you for watching. For a full comprehensive list of everything you need to update, please read our guide.